guys, Dr. Marra here. It is 6/22/2013, and I thought I would come on and do a quick update. Um, Day after summer solstice, and before I get started with what I want to talk about today, I thought I would tell you something a little comical that happened to me yesterday. Um, Woke up in the morning and got up, felt pretty good. Went to the gym, started working out, and I got about 3/4 through the workout. And without getting graphic, I guess I'll put it to you this way. Those who have seen Dumb and Dumber, where one of those birds puts Turbolax in the other guy's drink, and all of a sudden he just gets this in his stomach and that rumbling feeling. Well, it's not a comfortable feeling when you're trying to work out. And anyway, it ended my workout pretty early, and I'd actually come home and um, I worked through it, laid down for a little bit, worked through it, and then I was able to go to work. But it was comical to me because it was on the 21st, and those things don't happen to me. I mean, I can't remember that ever happening to me. But apparently, I had some kind of a release, and I'm sure lots of people had that. To us, we see it because we are in physicality. And a lot of times through energy healing and other things, we'll see an involuntary motion of somebody's hand flipping like this as the energy stream through. And it's the energy that's streaming through, but it makes us aware through the physical attributes in the moment. So whatever I needed to release, or negativity, blockages, attachments, whatever you want to call them, it was all flushed out in that moment. And again, I don't want to get graphic, but it was, to me, it was funny because all I could think of was that Dumb and Dumber scene where he goes flying in the bathroom and then he's like, oh my God, he's panicking because the toilet didn't work. Well, exactly what happened at the gym. Somebody had left remnants or whatever. Again, I don't want to get graphic, and I'm hitting the toilet going, oh my God, what's going on with this thing? I lifted the lid and I was like, there's no water in there. What is going on? So, you can laugh at my expense, but these are real deal problems that everybody's dealing with, and you know what? I'm no different. And so, I'm here in the raw, giving it to you straight. So, don't judge me. Anyway, today I wanted to talk a little bit about separation, and that's the whole game, really. And we get worked up about this because we don't have the whole picture and all the pieces we're trying to put together. That's part of this game that we've decided prior to incarnation. So you have to remember certain key points, like this whole thing is an illusion. Everything that we've created is an illusion, okay? It feels real because we're in physicality, but we are not just our body. I mean, we're a spiritual being living out a human experience. And we've created a template for various dimensions, right? So with each template and each dimension, there's different rules. There's different things in physicality that happen along that particular paradigm, that particular dimension. And within each dimension, there's a multitude of parallel realities or universes. So we've all created this, and this is why some people you'll see and they're claiming that they're time travelers. Well, guess what? That's the illusion they created. They are a time traveler. If that's who they think they are, that's the remembrance of what they're coming back to. Ideally, ultimately, when we all ascend, and that's the confusing part, because really our energetic being is, and everything in the universe is ascending to a higher vibratory frequency. And that's the ascension part of it. But we're also bringing all aspects of ourselves into one particular place and space. And by doing that and recognizing and loving yourself unconditionally, whether it be a third, fourth, fifth, and higher dimension, knowing that, as you get these higher knowings about you, they're fifth dimension, but you're looking at yourself like, oh my gosh, why did I ever do that? Don't judge yourself. That's where you were in the game. That's all it is. It's just a big game. It's a holographic template that you've been playing out. You were playing your part, so you shouldn't judge yourself or anybody else. And the point is, if there are people that are saying that they're time travelers, that's what they came in here to do. If there are other people saying that, hey, I'm an ET from another planet, you know what? That is an aspect of them. It's not them in their total beingness, if that's what you want to call it. And so another part of the ascension process is full consciousness comes up. And, you know, this is hard to define because I really don't think that we in the human form can take on full consciousness. Like we can maybe take on a consciousness from a higher dimension, say like fifth or sixth, but the energy has to be right in order for you to bring in that. And what had happened since December 21st, 2012, it was almost like a reset. And the only reason I'm saying it is it's kind of like an analogy or a metaphor. The energy stream of the old stopped, and now all of a sudden we're creating the new. It almost funneled down, it bottlenecked, and then done. All the timelines, all the dimensions, all the realities and universal parallel universes, all these things. It all came down to a bottleneck of done, restart. Okay, and so this is all new, but it's also happening in the now, right now, past, present, future. It's all a separation game that we played in our mind. So if we look at it from a lower dimension, we look at it as though centuries, decades, years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, seconds, all this is separation. And so we are powerful beings and co-creators of the environment, collectively on this planet, but also individually. So what you focus your attention towards is your current reality. So you can raise into higher dimension and just stay there. Or you can be like, what's fourth dimension doing at this particular moment of now? And you can shift by paying attention to things that are in fourth dimension. And as you master yourself, and all of these remembrances come back online, because that's another thing. It's more of a remembrance of who you are. We've put blinders on ourselves. We're in this holodeck, if you want to look at it that way. I mean, it's a perfect analogy, like on the Enterprise. And everything looks real. It feels real. That's how awesome we are as co-creators. And we just have to accept it because we've been told that we're nothing but, we have to have a savior come, and we have to rely on other external forces. Our government knows best for us, and all these things, which obviously it's turning out to not be true. And people are waking up to all this and remembering, oh, wait a minute, I can do this myself. I don't need somebody else to tell me how to do this. So it's interesting to see the various levels of awareness coming online and people saying, hey, I'm ascending. That's awesome. Yeah, we all are, but we're on different points of the path. So, I've heard some people, recently saying that, they're judging other people, saying these people are asleep and, they're drooling, they look like they're retarded and all these, this is what they were saying. And I'm like, wow, well, you were there at one point too in your path somewhere. So it's important to remember that, we're all collectively connected from these higher sources. We're all energetic and we're all connected that way. So that's our consciousness. So God, to me, is all of this energy pulled into one, all aspects, which there are how many dimensions, there are how many parallel realities. If you pulled it all together and took the separateness away, that's the game. As you separate things out, you don't have the whole picture. So therefore, you're hiding yourself from yourself. And a lot of times you just don't know what you don't know, if that makes sense. So anyway, I thought I would come on to help people with a little bit of clarity there. And, try not to judge other people where they're at, whether they're a time traveler, whether they're out there and they appear to you like they're just like zombies or whatever. They may have decided to wake up at the last very second before they check out, and they may shift from a fourth dimension to a fifth. You don't know. You don't know their story. It's all part of the game now. So once you get to these higher awarenesses, you look at them, and what you can do for them is send them unconditional love. So that energetic stream is around them, and it's a potential. Okay, so if they choose to use it, we have free will, we have choice in the moment of now, how we want to play this game out. We've come here with a template, but we also have different paths. Well, maybe I'll take this fork instead of this one. It makes it more interesting than being a puppet on a string with our higher self saying, no, you go this way. You know, it's not fun that way. We're children of the universe. We're playing. So you can almost look at it kind of like an acorn, right? You will lift an acorn up and you ask 100 people, what do you see? Some of them are like, I see an acorn. Other people are like, I see a tree. And even further, some people say, I see a forest. You plant that acorn in the ground, give it a little bit of water, a little bit of light, it grows into this big tree, branches off, you know, and then all of a sudden in the fall, as time goes by, as it matures, it starts dropping the little acorns again, and all of a sudden that becomes this forest, right? So apparently it looks as though it's separate. But as it grows into a forest and you stand back, your perspective changes. It's the same with the acorn. The potential is the moment of now. That's what everybody has in the moment of now, past, present, future. But, you know, if we pulled everything together, like right now, we all woke up to our higher, like, know everything. First of all, our physicality, our brains, our physical DNA, it couldn't handle that much energy because, you know, God is this huge universal thing with lots of universes and all that. We couldn't possibly. We're raising slowly in these vibrations, and our bodies, our DNA is also changing along with this. So you have to realize that it is a process. And yes, more and more people are waking up or remembering. We're on different points of the path. So just remember, you know, this is a game. And you know what? Play it. Sometimes you forget, and I forget myself. You know, here I am, I'm like, wow, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to be this 5D because I know this stuff. Well, I'm still in the game. I decided to be here. If I ain't working, I'm not bringing in money. And it takes a tipping point of the collective to shift their consciousness to a higher vibration and therefore into the higher template, right? Well, we haven't gotten there yet. So, you know, for those of you, and just like myself, that want to, you know, check out and go to these higher dimensions, you know, we have a plan. And while we're here, we might as well play the game and shed our light and do what we can in subtle ways. And if people ask us for our opinion, you can give it. But if they don't, you can't jam it down their throat because you know what? Their path is different than yours. So hopefully, you know, I wanted to get into a little bit more separation, but I'm about out of time. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. And I'll do some more videos in the future. In the meantime, I'll be sending you guys love, light, and laughter. And until next time.